Ladies, gentlemen, welcome back to the Wingman podcast.
That sucks.
What do you mean that sucks?
That sucks.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Like, what do you want to do?
I like the last couple intros.
Ladies and gentlemen, hey, it's me. It's Justin Mark, your co-host at the Wingman podcast. Here we are. How's it going? Is that better, Matt? Does that please you?
A little bit cringe, but like a little bit better.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Justin Mark, international dating coach, relationship expert, and co-host of the Wingman podcast. Here we are. We got the beautiful Matt Levine here.
Thank you.
Is that better?
It's a little bit better.
Third time's a charm, baby. Let's fucking go.
So we have a guest. Who's
We
our guest?
have a guest. His name is Chinguito. Chinguito is actually a gift to my ex-girlfriend. Sorry, baby. I'm so sorry I cheated on you. Here you go. So it was not actually that I cheated on her. It was that I kicked her out of my house in the middle of a snowstorm. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Here's a monkey. And then I realized like we were going to work out. So I took him back.
Kind of jealous. Everyone has glasses except for me. Where's my glasses? Is my glasses somewhere there?
We have a lot to talk about because we've got some crazy shit coming up. Me and Matt are actually going to Colombia next week. We're about to do a 3-day birthday party for Matt. 2 nightclubs and a yacht. It's going to be pretty fucking sick. How many girls do you think we have coming out this weekend, Matt?
So for my birthday weekend, this weekend's my birthday. So I created a mini like website for my RSVP list, and it broke within 2 days. Because I got.
What do you mean it broke? What does that mean?
Well, it didn't break, but it stopped accepting invites because it's a free website, and the free version can only allow like 100 people. So like I posted in my story, and there's over 100 like guests that signed up for my guest list.
Now keep in mind that's days before. Usually when parties happen, the day of or like hours before, people are just blowing up your phone and be like, hey, I want to come. So like,
yeah, that's why I'm so stressed today.
Dude, that's crazy. So like, you can usually expect 5 to 10x the guest list to hit you up the day of. Like I remember a New Year's party, for example.
Yeah.
The day of, we had so many people coming out of nowhere being like, hey, I want to come to a New Year's party. Right? Now this is going to be, I'm expecting more or less 500 girls.
Yeah. So now the website is asking me to pay to accept more guests. So that's why I told everyone just message me directly. So my phone's been blowing up the last like 24 hours.
Crazy, dude.
So I don't know how many. It's definitely over 100 for me alone. And
Yeah.
those are like, yeah.
I mean, each weekend we bring out like 100, 200 girls, sometimes 300 girls. So because it's your birthday weekend, I expect double. You know,
Probably.
I think a conservative estimate would be double, like maybe like 500 people,
Yeah.
500 girls.
We're definitely going to shut the club down for sure.
It's going to be fucking insane. I'm pretty excited. And then we're going to go hang out with David Bond and Luis Micardo in Colombia. I'm pretty fucking hyped for that. So Luis Micardo from the show To Catch a Cheater, he called me the day and he's like, yo, when are you going to Colombia? I tell him the dates and he's like, I'm coming. I'm like, no way, you're fucking coming? Pull up, let's go. He's coming, he's staying with us. And it just so happened that I booked a 3-bedroom. I had to force it. I was like, what if like one of our cool friends want to come and like, well, great, I have another bedroom.
Perfect. So it's me, you, Luis, and like a 3-bedroom penthouse.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking gangster, dude. I'm so
in
excited.
Colombia. It's going to be sick.
For your birthday, bro. For your birthday. It's gonna be one hell of a birthday week.
Yeah.
I just spent the last 4 days laying in bed with a female because like it was almost like my body was like mentally preparing me for like what's to come. Like I just like did nothing but just like slept and just watched movies and just chilled and like just
With a
zenned out.
female.
Yeah, with a female. We only had sex twice, believe it or not. She kept trying to fuck me and I'm like, no, I'm preserving my sexual energy. Stay back. Right? Because if you guys know about like semen retention, if you guys don't know, like I haven't jerked off in 6 years. Okay, no fap. Shout out to my no fap king. But
See, I don't know about the no fap thing. I still fap like sometimes.
I guarantee you'd be fucking more girls and you'd have more energy if you didn't jerk off.
I think it's like a stress release for me.
I stress release inside white girls.
Like otherwise I can't sleep.
Yeah, again, so like you stress release inside like 21-year-old white women.
How do you not get distracted? I like force myself not to hang out with girls.
I do the same thing. So like when I want to work and I want to get like shit done, I kind of just get myself in a mental vibe where I'm just gonna like hustle and grind and not be around girls. But you know, the last 2 weeks, last weekend I hooked up with 5 girls. Weekend before I hooked up with 3 or 4 girls. So it's like in the last 2 weeks I haven't gotten shit done. I haven't done anything really. I mean, except the podcast, some YouTube stuff, social media content, but I haven't really made any more money, you know? So yeah, women can definitely be a distraction, right? And so like I try as much as possible when I'm hooking with girls to not like overindulge.
I think there's a good balance of like having women around that actually give you energy instead of like take away from your focus.
If you have a lot of women around, it does naturally give you energy. But if you're just laying in bed with one girl all the time and just having sex with her all the time, like a lot of guys will get in a relationship and they'll just like be in a relationship for like 6 months or a year or 2 years, and they'll just have sex all the time. You know, then they'll just let themselves go, and you go work your 9-to-5 job or whatever and do the bare minimum. Then you come home and just hang with your girlfriend, and it becomes this like dirty, high, guilty pleasure, which is just super unhealthy.
What I have been doing the last like 3 weeks though is I stopped going on dates. Like 3 weeks, I haven't gone on any dates, haven't hung out with a girl like one-on-one and like reserved time for a specific girl. I just have them come with me while I'm doing errands.
That's good. It's a good way to do it.
So for example, today I had one of my girls just like watch me play basketball.
Dude, I've been doing that for years, by the way.
Actually, for like the last like 3 days.
Like a good example of this is like if you have like some crazy shit you need to do.
Bring them along to the stuff that I'm doing, like go to the gym with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like work out with them.
It's a better way to do it.
So that I feel like I'm being productive while I'm hanging out with girls.
Yeah, because again, so many guys just like hang out with a girl and they just stay in their bedroom and just like watch Netflix and eat cheesecake.
I feel guilty like doing that.
It's unhealthy. You should feel guilty.
Yeah.
You should feel guilty. Life is short.
Mm-hmm.
You're just gonna lay in bed, fucking one girl.
Yeah.
Now I just did that for the last 4 days and I feel like a little bitch.
Mm-hmm.
But I still did street game. I went out every night and did street game. Picked up girls in the street and stuff. Nighttime.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Lately I have been losing motivation to pick up more girls though. It's kind of
I don't do it for the girls. I do it for the mental clarity. I'm doing a 30-day challenge where, because I want to completely eradicate my approach anxiety and social anxiety completely. Because like, even though I've been doing like the whole pickup shit for like a decade or whatever, and this isn't a pickup podcast, but like I do, like I got into it because I wanted to overcome social anxiety. But here's the thing. It's like once you have lots of girls and lots of money and you're just killing it in all areas of your life, it's very easy to regress back into like not being a savage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but when you're seeing too many girls, it's like I'd rather like put my attention on the girls I'm seeing than add new ones.
Yeah, so my goal isn't to add new people to my roster. My goal isn't to add new girls to my life. It's just to go out and practice speaking to strangers.
Yeah.
To push my comfort zone, like comfort zone challenges. Like do things that are like a little bit out of my comfort zone. It's kind of scary.
So lately I've been very organized. So I've been doing this thing called the Scrum like planning method, where you can look it up. Scrum, there's a book on it. It's actually the same project management as the FBI. Like they use the same exact one. And I learned this like system from my old mentor. It's basically a very intricate like to-do list where you write down every week you have a sprint or whatever, every 2 weeks. I do like every week where I write down all the things that need to be done in like a week. And there's like boxes and you can like move the boxes. Okay, today I'm gonna get 3 things done out of this list, and then all throughout the week you see like everything move to like one side to like finished. And I've been very productive like doing that. And this is when I realized that I'm actually seeing way too many girls. So in that to-do list, I have like text this person, like message this person, hang out with this person, and one of the girls I was hanging out with actually saw the list, which was really upsetting because I have like all the names of the girls. So like,
fuck.
It's really fucked. She got really upset because I have about like 13 girls that I'm like keeping up with. So it's
13. You're seeing 13 girls right now.
That's on the list.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's amazing because I'm pretty organized. Like I text all of them.
Damn.
And like I have like a set time during the day where it's like text like 13 people.
That's fucked. Yeah. For me, it's like it's an all out war. I just let the girls compete over each other. I just go to the club. I like
to be organized because I don't want to make a girl feel like I'm not giving them attention. That's why I like systematically do that. Like, here's how I think about it. If Elon Musk can manage 4 or 5 multi-billion-dollar companies, I can manage 13 girls.
Fair point.
It's pretty good.
You know who showed up to my house last night?
And four businesses on top of that.
You know who showed up to my house last night?
Who?
I don't want to say her name, but other assistant.
Who?
The other assistant who I kind of fired and ghosted.
Is it a girl?
Yeah.
You have an assistant? Oh.
Yeah, like, dude, this girl, it was her birthday. So, like, I had her blocked and I randomly texted her. I'm like, yo, happy birthday. And then I put her back in my restricted folder, and she's like, "Thank you. I hope you're doing well." And I didn't reply, right? And then she showed up drunk in my house in the middle of the night, and I got like a butt, like this girl's like buzzing up, and I'm like, "This is like your dating life is so organized and intricate and so wholesome. Mine's like the girls just show up drunk in the middle of the night to my fucking house, uncalled for. I'm like, I called the concierge. I'm like, yo, who the fuck's downstairs? And he was like, oh, it's the girl who wanted to get her name tattooed on her, right? And I'm like, yo, don't let her up. Anyway, he's like, yo, I already let her up. I'm like, shit. She's like banging on the door, and she's like texting my roommate, being like, yo, where the fuck's Justin? He can come to my birthday party. But I haven't been talking to this girl for the past month, right? Because she was hanging out with my ex-girlfriend. So I'm like, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck would I come to your birthday party, right? Super, super fucking like ridiculous. Yeah, it's like that's like my dating life. It's just like survival of the fittest. It's like I'll throw. I was actually just so I had a first date in the first date I've had on in the longest time, earlier today. And this girl was like asking me my dating life, and I was just calling girls in front of her. You know what I did? I went on a Spreadshirt, and I was creating a t-shirt design for bi girls only. So like in front of her, I'm like, "Are you bi?" And she's like, "No, I'm not bi." I'm like, "Oh fuck."
I got a sick design ready for that t-shirt.
Anyways, yeah, so I went on like a little t-shirt thing. And I was doing like a little graphic for like bi girls only in front of this girl. And I'm like calling girls in front of her, and like it's funny because like before that she wasn't really down to fuck, but then after. I'm like calling all these girls in front of her because like I was just like thinking like this girl's sucking my dick, but she's not down to hook up. I'm just like, okay, whatever, right? So I'm like calling all these girls in front of her and inviting all these girls to the yacht party we're doing on Sunday. And after that, it's just like I guess she just saw like, okay, she's got competition, so she like had sex with me. It's so fucking trippy, and I feel like that's my dating life. Instead of like going on dates and trying to like, you know, like woo the girl and do all these fucking things.
Yeah, of course.
I literally just throw parties on Friday nights, Saturday nights, like your birthday party this weekend. I'm gonna have fucking 500 girls there.
Do you get annoyed when a girl doesn't hook up with you now?
I don't necessarily get annoyed. I'm just like peasant. I'm like, I don't like imagine like fucking Ariana Grande knocking your fucking door and being like, "Hey, daddy, let me suck your dick." Like that's how I feel about myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like in my head, I'm like, I'm hotter than most of these girls. I'm better looking. I have a better skincare routine. I smell better. I look better. I make more money. I'm more successful. Right? It doesn't come from a place of ego, but it's just like from a logical standpoint, like I'm making them comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Especially
I'm
your
super
time's
respectful.
So valuable.
That too. My
time
time.
is so valuable.
Right? So I'm like, this girl's like, oh, we can hook up the next date. And in my head, I'm like, well, like I don't say this, but like in my head, I'm thinking like, if we don't hook up today, there's not going to be a next date because I don't want to go on fucking 4 dates with this fucking girl just to have her like keep pushing off sex when I can just hang out with another girl who's giving me sex right away. Right? I already have a rotation of girls. Right. But I don't want to tell her this because I don't want to challenge her ego or trigger her or upset her. Mm-hmm. Right.
It depends how much I like the girl's personality.
Yeah. But the thing is, I will like the girl's personality more if I hook up with her.
100%.
You know what I mean?
This
if
is what girls
on the
don't
first
realize
date.
is like when I don't know what it is, or is it just us? But when a girl hooks up with you, I would like right away, I almost like her a lot more.
Me too.
Every time I hear a girl say, this is going to sound fucked. She's like, well, I don't kiss guys on the first date. I'm just like, all right.
I'm like, I got to go do my taxes.
No, that's what I mean. It's like, I'd rather, you know, like there's like a million things on my to-do list. Like,
yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying.
It's not, okay. It's not that I only want sex from her. It's just that, you know, I don't play games, you know? It's like,
well, the thing is, if she's not going to fuck you, it's
valuable.
like, is she even into you?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's like what goes through my head. I'm like, I have all these other girls who want to have sex with me all the time because I've already hooked up with them. They're now emotionally attached. Right? So if she doesn't want to fuck me, that means she's not as into me as these other girls, which logically makes sense because these other girls are more emotionally attached. But that means it's like you're not high level enough to be on my rotation, right? But I will be patient and I'll give it time and I'll make her comfortable and I'll show her. I'll let her. I told this girl, I'm like, look, we don't have to do anything you're uncomfortable with. I just think you're hot and I want to fuck you. That's what I told her.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not the kind of guy who'd be pushy. It's just like, hey, like here's the deal. I only have this certain amount of time to hang out with you. If you're not down to do anything, I respect that. Have a great day. I have
See you in the next life.
I have.
Hopefully our paths will cross again in the future.
Exactly. You know what I mean? In the most respectful way. Like no pressure.
Yeah.
You do you, you know?
Yeah, like that's the thing. I don't need sex. I don't even need the sex. It's like not even a big deal.
No, it's not.
But it's like, all right, then we're definitely not going to hang out again because it's like, you're probably not into me. That's like what goes through my head. And I think most high value guys think like this as well.
100%.
Because it's like, here's the thing. Most guys aren't getting this many options with girls.
Yeah. Like
club promoters, nightlife photographers, you know, social media content creators, right? Most or we get more girls than a lot of like rappers, DJs, like successful guys, right?
Yeah.
And so when we're surrounded with a lot of girls and a girl like wants to make us wait, in my head I'm just like, fuck, she's not into me. When that's not necessarily true, probably she's actually really into me, but she just has like a 4-date rule or whatever. Not, it's okay, and I respect that, but just I don't have time to take you on 4 dates because I've calculated that every time I go on a date with a girl, it usually costs me around $2,000 to $3,000. That's why I don't do dates anymore.
Most of the time is culture. Like Ukrainian girls and a lot of like Middle Eastern girls.
Yeah, bingo.
And like Russian girls, they
For
usually
sure.
have like a rule. Like I've lived in Ukraine like for like 6 months, and I know the culture, you know. Every single girl I hung out with, I'm not going to step into your apartment after, you know, like on the first night. Like, yeah, you got to wait like three dates. And that's respectable. You know, I have a lot of like Ukrainian friends, but I just like every time I meet a Ukrainian girl, no matter how cute she is, I don't expect anything. I immediately friend zone them.
The thing is, if you look back at our podcast where I'm like, stop hooking up with lots of guys if you're a girl, otherwise you're fucking alright, right? Like, obviously it's a bit exaggerated and it's a joke, but like I actually respect girls who have that rule. Yeah. But for me, there's
a lot of guys out there that would wait.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I'm just not that kind of guy. I just can't do it because I don't have the time. That's why that's why I don't do dates. I just throw parties and invite all my Tinder dates from the week, or all the girls I cold approach, or all the fucking girls on my Instagram who want to hang out with me, who like me. Like last Saturday, bro, it was so fucked up. I'm at the club, okay? And I've got a table in the middle of the dance floor. So I've got girls coming off the dance floor trying to join my booth, my table, right? I have girls I actually cold approached these 2 girls who are really fucking not even that attractive. I was just like being friendly and like warming myself up socially. And this one girl, like super ugly little like Indian girl, right? She grabs her friend. She's like, we're lesbians. And I literally look at her. I'm like, I'm not fucking hitting on you. Like, what the fuck? Right? Like, because like in my head, I'm like, peasant. Like, bitch, a peasant. Like, you're not hot enough for me to hit on you. I was just being nice. I was just trying to make friendly conversation. And like this girl's like so entitled, thinks I'm fucking hit on her. Anyway, so these girls approach me in my booth after. They start talking to me. I'm just like ignoring them. I'm just like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so I had like 5 groups of girls. 5 or maybe 6 groups of girls, which each group of girls is like 4, 5, 6, 7 girls itself. So it's like, I don't do the math. It's like 30, 40 girls there, right? And 1 to 2 girls from each group of girls are coming on to me. So I probably had like 5 or 6 girls aggressively coming on to me that night.
You put your life in a way where you don't have to hit on girls.
Dude, they were competing over my attention. They were competing. Like, it was like I'm used to this, but this was like an extreme example because no other guy at my table was hanging on any girls. Yeah. These girls all use my guests to show up. They all show up to see me, right? And to have a fun party as well, right? And this one girl was just sitting by me for an hour, just like feeding my ego, telling me how nice I am and how cool I am and how like what a good person I am. And I'm like, you don't even fucking know me. I'm just like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. Just because she follows my Instagram, she sees like the stories, right? Right? Because what will happen is a girl will rationalize why they like you. Like a girl can be like you and be attracted to you. And so she's rationalizing, because what she's saying isn't necessarily even true, because this girl even does she even know me at all? Right? She just like came to this judgment from my Instagram stories. But it wasn't far off. But it's like, how does she know? She doesn't really even know me, right? I might be this total douchebag manipulative dude, but I am an actually nice guy, and she was right about everything she's saying. Mm-hmm. But what she was actually doing was being attracted to me and rationalizing why she's attracted to me. It's really funny. And that's such a better date, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because again, if you go on a date, if you're a guy who makes a lot of money, if you make 6 figures or more, especially if you're self-employed, let's say you make 6 figures, mid 6 figures, 7 figures or more, right? Every time you're going on a fucking date, you could be closing another deal, another contract, another client sale. That's worth a lot of fucking money, dude. That's worth a lot of money. Like there's some guys out there where a date would cost them $10,000. And that's why you got a lot of rich dudes who will take girls on dates and they'll spend like $1,000 a date and the girls are just like, what the fuck?
So an example would be like Tony Robbins, right? Most people know Tony Robbins as like this public speaker guy, and he's married now. I think when he was single, here's what I remember from my friend who went to one of his seminars. He openly like disclosed this. When he was single, he had a resort in Fiji, Hawaii, and he would fly 18 to 20 girls to him. And he would just like hang out with one of them, one a day.
He was doing that in his 20s, right? He was doing that in his 20s. He would just like fly girls out. Yeah, and he was doing it in his fucking 20s in his resort. Savage as fuck. Just so you know, Tony Robbins and his wife are swingers. They're swingers. Like they pull bitches together. But that's a side note, right? But yeah, he was fucking flying girls out all the time.
Exactly.
Like, it's more time efficient.
Of course. Like he's at a position in his life where, to get coached by Tony Robbins, you probably have to, one, have a net worth of $1 billion and a minimum of $1 million for coaching one-on-one for one session.
And like, how much would a flight cost to Fiji? Right, a couple $1,000 tops, maybe $1,000 round trip from the States. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, dude, this is why I do a lot of things where like I will spend money to buy my time back, because it's like, I'm not trying to say I'm like the richest dude, right? But it's like, if I can call a girl, like for example, the date I had today, I was sleeping. The girl was waiting for me for 2 hours. Like she messaged me at 3 p.m. I didn't reply till 5:30, right? I'm like, hey, sorry, I just saw your message, right? And then she was like, hey, do you want me to meet me halfway? And I'm thinking, like, does this girl really expect me to fucking leave my house to go meet her? Like I was thinking we gotta shoot the Wingman podcast, right? Exactly. So I'm like, I'll call you an Uber. It's like a $13 Uber. She'll come straight to me. I'll hook up with her while these guys are, doing the setup for the fucking podcast, right? And then we go straight into the podcast, right? It's like perfectly efficient.
That's a girl from today?
Yeah, that's a girl from today.
Did you hook up with her?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yeah. Like I wasn't going to. I actually was like, because she was a really nice girl too, like very sweet girl, but she kind of just smelled weird. And I was like, so I asked her, I'm like, what time did you wake up today? She's like 6:30. I'm like, okay, she's been out like all day doing stuff, like she's a job and like work and shit. So she like just smelled a little bit weird. And I was just like, the fuck, right? And so I wasn't into it. But then like I was just laying in bed with her, calling her, because like I had already mentally checked out and decided like I don't want to hook up with this girl. And then I'm just like calling girls in front of her. And then like I'm cuddling her while like calling random bitches. Uh-huh. Like you remember the girl you hooked up with last Friday? The one I had a threesome with, and then I sent her home with you.
Oh, her, yeah.
So apparently she was mad at me. I called my roommate, and he said this girl's mad at me. She's mad at me. So this girl was randomly mad at me because she left her car keys here, went over to your place to fuck you. And when she came back, the door was locked, and she never car keys. She was like banging on the door, but I was sleeping. So I called her, and I was like, "Don't be mad." I always do this thing where like I talk in like a little kid voice. I'm like, "I love you. Don't be mad. You're my best friend." And then like I just like troll them and shit. And then she's like, "Okay, I'm not mad." And so I flipped it on her. I'm like, I said to her, "I'm mad at you." She's like, "Why are you mad at me?" I'm like, "Cause you fucked my best friend." But I sent her home with you. Oh my God, it was funny because it was super funny because I was having a threesome with these two girls last Friday, and I just wasn't into it. And I was fucking them, and I'm literally texting Matt in the middle of it, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm fucking these two girls, but I'm thinking about the bottle service girl from the club." What the fuck? And like, I'm not gonna say her name because
no, you said you were thinking of like two girls.
I was thinking of two different girls. So I was thinking about her, and I was also thinking about the girl we approached on the street last Thursday after the podcast that we brought home. Really cute girl. That's so terrible. Right? I know, it's fucked up, dude. It's how my brain works. Usually when I'm banging girls, I'm usually thinking about other girls. Very strange. Oh, anyway.
Yeah, I want to add on to about the whole like when a girl says no to hooking up with me. Yeah, like I'm very respectful because I got that from Dan Bilzerian. He says in his book that if a girl doesn't want to hook up with him, he just like gets up and leave. I
like it.
Because usually when he has like parties, whatever, he has like 30 like 10 out of 10 girls in the same party. It's like when a girl doesn't want to hook up with you, it's like, all right.
Well, that's the best part. It's like when we're having all these parties, like there's like 50, 100, 200 girls. Think about our New Year's party. There's fucking like 150, 180 girls here. Or like the average weekend of the club is like 200 girls there. If like I ask a girl to hook up with me and she doesn't want to, I'm like, no worries, darling. Let's be best. You know what I'll do? If I initiate like a sexual interaction with a girl, where like I kind of shoot my shot, if she's not 100%. Down or uncomfortable,
I tell them I'm happy to be friends with you.
I'll friend zone myself, exactly. So I'll shake their hand. I'll be like, no worries, let's be best friends. That's what I'll say. I'll be like, let's be best friends. I'll shake their hand. I'll be like, do you have any cute friends you can introduce me to? Bring your cute girlfriends out next week, and I'll just kind of ignore them for the rest of the night and just like run around and talk to other girls. Now, often enough, a lot of these girls that you friend zone over a long enough period of time, like not maybe that night, but maybe later on, they'll come to your parties, hang out with you, be in your soul circle, be around you, and eventually they'll kind of just fall in love with you, is what I find. Because, for example, I don't want to name drop anybody, but there's obviously a girl I hang out with a lot who's also a female assistant of mine. And what happened was when my ex-girlfriend was in Florida, me and this girl were hanging out. We're like going shopping together. We're hanging out all the time. And like, we're just friends. I tried to make a move on her the first time I met her. Yeah. She's like, no. We're just gonna be friends. I'm like, okay, cool. We're just gonna be friends. Yeah. Right. But we became like BFFs. We're hanging all the time. 100%. And then one day I'm just like sitting on the couch with her and she like initiates a kiss with me. And I'm like, I push back. I'm like, the fuck? We're just friends. Yeah. And then I end up having a threesome with her and one of your girls.
I did hit it first.
You did hit it first.
And she did tell me that, I don't see Justin that way.
Isn't that so crazy?
And then, yeah, now you guys are basically a thing.
I wouldn't say we're a thing. Like I made it very clear to her, like we're not dating. I'm like, you're not my girlfriend. I constantly have to reiterate to her, like, you're not my girlfriend.
Oh.
But because she obviously wants to be, right? But you know, she's a sweet girl and I care about her a lot. And yeah, it's like
No, she's one of the coolest like people I know. For
yeah,
sure.
she's a nice girl.
Super cool.
And so, but I like again, like it's just over time, you know, when she got to know my personality, right? And so a lot of those girls who like aren't down, no worries. You don't have to keep trying and push it, right? In fact, usually, especially when we're throwing parties, I don't hit on any girls. I literally just invite tons of girls out. I just invite tons of girls out, and I look for the girls that give me the eyes.
Well, I have a rule, right? Like it's either a fuck yes or a no. I like if a girl's not fuck yes to like being with me, it's a no, and I respect that. You know, I'm not gonna be like pushy and like.
I find that philosophy also makes you more attractive. Because think about this: the girls see you around all these other girls. Okay, they see that you have a zero tolerance policy for bad behavior, so they're gonna act on good behavior, right? You try to shoot your shot, and they're not interested. They lost their opportunity forever, right? Well, potentially.
Potentially, yeah.
Potentially. And then also, it's like, it's not like you just jump in and try to hook up with them right away. It's like usually, you know, you're vibing, you're coming car stage. Because it's usually when I'm hanging out with all these girls, like, I don't even know if I like them. I don't know if I want to hook up with them. You know what I mean? Like, I almost like feel like I can't really get turned on unless like I really vibe with the girl on an emotional level. You know what I'm saying?
It reminds me of like what happened, what's it called, last weekend, where it was like the two lesbian girls and the one, and you hooked up with one, and she was like asking to hook up with me. But because you came inside her, I wouldn't do it. She was literally begging to hook up with me.
I know. I came in without a condom. Like I was actually using a condom, and I'm like, I'm like fucking her, and I'm just like, I'm taking this off. Can I take this off? And she's like, yeah, take it off. And I'm like, can I come inside you? She's like, yeah, come inside me. And I'm like, are you on birth control? She's like, yeah, I'm on birth control. I'm like, if you have a baby, are you gonna keep it? She's like, no, I'm getting an abortion. I'm like, okay, take the condom off. I was just fucking her. I come in her, and then I'm like, you're on birth control, right? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm getting you Plan B anyway. Fuck it, I'm getting you Plan B.
Because I was hanging out with another girl that's like blonde, like smoke show.
Dude,
right?
I know, she's fucking so hot. She's so fucking hot.
And then while I'm hanging out with this blonde chick, her friends were like, come with us now. Like, this girl wants to fuck you.
Dude, they did the exact same thing to me.
Because you were hanging out with a girl.
Bro, so the craziest thing happened, okay? I bring these two girls home from the club. Actually, I brought home 4 girls from the club, and I had no guys to wingman me. And I'm like freaking the fuck out.
And I was at an after party at like 4 a.m.
But you were supposed to come over. And I was like, where the fuck are you? I'm blowing up your phone. I'm like harassing Matt, blowing up his phone, calling you like
this
crazy.
This is like the ultimate like level of abundance. It's like Justin's like, free pussy, come over now.
so 2 of the girls left. And I'm like, dude, Matt, you need to come here now because the other 2 girls are going to leave.
And you're like sending me your photos. Look how hot she is. I'm like, I don't know. Like,
dude, she's literally a fucking like 10 out of 10, like smoking hot blonde girl, like fucking like rocket.
And I show up like an hour later because it's like I was too busy.
She was so mad. She wanted to leave, but like I persuaded her to stay. And then like I showed her a picture and she's like, oh, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm going to like this guy. And dude, Matt shows up and she immediately just is so into Matt. It was awesome. So Matt is hanging out with my girl and his girl on the balcony. The 3 other girls are in my bedroom using my vibrator, like taking turns using the vibrator. So I walk in there and I quickly hook up with the girl, right? Then I walk out and then I'm like babysitting the 2 girls. And then Matt goes in and they're trying to hook up with Matt. It's so fucking, it's just like actually such fuckboy fuckery. Anyway, so long story short, Matt persuades the girl. It's like Matt finally shows up. The girl's like down to stay. She was about to go home, but she's down to stay. Fucked. And Matt persuades the girl to come home with him down the street.
She did, and I fucked up so hard.
Can I say it or do you want to say it? You can so Matt brings home this beautiful girl. She's been waiting for him for hours to show up. I hyped him the fuck up. She literally thinks, okay, this guy's gonna be some douchebag. He shows up and she's like in love with him right away. And again, this girl is not an average girl. She's like, I very rarely say this girl's like a 10-10, but this girl's like a fucking rocket. Like, I guarantee there's like rappers and celebrities in her DMs. Like, she is fucking hot. Okay. Sure. And I'm with her friend. And I already banged her friend and I wanted to no, actually I hadn't banged her friend yet. We were just making out and like kind of hooking up in the hot tub, but we hadn't like hooked up yet. And so I knew the only way I'm banging this girl is if Matt brings her friend back to his place. So Matt brings the friend back to his place, this 10 out of 10 beautiful girl. and he brings her to his bedroom. And what's there on his bed? There's a used condom laying on Matt's bed. And so I talked to a girl in the morning. So I banged my girl. Me and my girl had a great time. I literally fell asleep with my dick in her pussy. I literally fell asleep. So again, 2 girls a night.
It's
awesome.
literally the biggest like fuck up of my dating
Dude, I'm
career
just like,
for
bro,
sure.
because this girl's so fucking hot. Anyway, so I'm talking to her in the morning when they're right before they Uber home, and she's like, "Yeah, I really like Matt. He's such a nice guy. I would have hooked up with him, but just on principle, I didn't because he had a used condom on his bed." And I'm like, "Oh fuck." You know what's funny? This is not the first girl who's complaining about this. So I'm gonna name drop here, but Maddie was complaining that she came over one night and that there was like a girl's like pussy juice like stains on your bed, and she was like pissed off. She made you do the laundry before she'd like go into bed with you. There's another girl who's like crying to me. There's another girl who's crying to me saying she liked you, but you always had like tampons, used condoms laying around and shit. And I'm just like, bro. And then your ex-girlfriend used to complain about the same shit. Your ex-girlfriend used to complain about the same fucking shit. I'm like, Matt, what the fuck, bro?
I'm cringing so hard right now.
Dude, the thing is,
fuck. I'm too responsible when it comes to that.
You're too irresponsible?
Yeah, just like don't clean my place that often.
That's why I have a fucking maid. That's why I have a motherfucking maid and 2 female assistants. See, I have the same thing, but my 2 female assistants are on payroll, so they can't say shit.
I'm always on grind mode, bro.
If they find condoms, I'm like, sorry, baby, you work for me. You know what I mean?
It's a full-time like job to clean my place.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
It gets hectic. You just gotta be really, you know what I usually do? So here's a good rule of thumb. If you don't want to take out the garbage, and you had a girl over, and you obviously hooked up, use a condom, there's a condom in your garbage. And there's maybe female tampons and products or whatever. Here's what I do. This is like my actual go-to secret. Because I know I'm having another girl over. What I'll do is I will grab a bunch of tissues. I'll like blow my nose in them, even if I don't have to blow my nose. I'll blow my nose in them, and I'll stuff it down on top of like whatever like garbage there is, right? So that way the girls don't notice it. The only way they notice it is if they're like trying to search for it. So the only way the girl will notice is if they start going through your garbage, like looking for like condoms and shit.
Oh, yeah, have you seen the girls like that I hang out with?
They're obsessed. But again, it's like, don't ask questions you don't know the answer to,
they're like
right?
a fucking RoboCop, like walks in the room, just like
yeah,
start searching.
It's like a sixth sense. It's funny because I had a girl's like hair extension in my bed the other day. The other day, one of the girls found like eyelashes, and
It's
I'm
so
just
like girls like use my hairbrush. There's like 5 different colors of like the hairs in my hairbrush. It's like so.
Just part of the game, bro. So again, you gotta be also a quick thinker too, right? Because like plausible deniability, you just gotta be like, babe, I don't know. We just have people here all the time. Like we just have parties here all the time. I don't know whose eyelashes those are. I don't know whose hair extensions those are. I don't fucking know. Just deny it. I don't know.
Well, I kind of stopped lying. So like, yeah.
I'm not lying. I don't know whose eyelashes those are. I don't. It could be any one of these bitches.
Could be mine.
Could be Matt's eyelash extensions, right?
Yeah.
Or hair extensions,
Tell
whatever.
him it's mine.
Yeah, fuck. Matt slept over the other night, and he left his hair extensions. It's funny. What are we gonna call this episode? Like, how to get away with being a fuck boy. But like, you know what's crazy? Because like, I know in the last podcast, you know, in fucking episode 6 or whatever, I'm like, why are we cheating on our girlfriends? We're not sorry. Like that was the name of the episode. But like, I've actually like, this is so crazy. I don't know if it's all the mushrooms I've been doing, the meditation. I've actually like seen the error of my ways. I cheated on almost every single girl I had for the last 5 years. Okay. If not almost every single girl, then every single girl. And I'm pretty sure it was every single girl. Okay. And here's the crazy thing. I realized that you just don't need to end up in monogamous relationships. There's like obviously in the cheating episode where we're debating like cheating good versus bad, obviously it was for the content. It was obviously for the podcast. It was obviously for like to have 2 sides and make it an interesting debate. But I generally don't think cheating is a good thing. Now, the other thing is you don't want a girl cheating on you. So one thing one of my mentors taught me many, many years ago was the concept of radical honesty. Okay. So radical honesty is just being like belligerently honest, even if it hurts people's feelings. So I would say radical honesty is really good if the girls ask for it. Yeah. But the other thing is just being like pretty honest when girls ask, but just being relatively honest without trying to hurt the girl's feelings. Okay. So
it's kind of crazy because the more honest I become, it's almost like, wow, I've never met a guy that's, because a lot of the girls that we obviously see, if they like us, they're into fuckboys.
For sure.
So when they meet us and we're honest, they almost always tell me that wow, you're the first honest fuckboy I've met.
Well, they're more attracted to you as well because authenticity and integrity is a very
You know what I mean?
attractive characteristic.
At least you're not lying and cheating on me.
Now, yeah, that's the best part, right? Because here's the thing. I would say like, oh yeah, cheating on girlfriends, whatever. But all my side bitches always knew I had a girlfriend. I never ever lied. Like whenever I've cheated on girlfriends in the past, the reason I had so much abundance was because I was venting to all my bitches about my girlfriends. Like I remember I went through a breakup a couple months ago and I'm just venting to all the girls. I was pulling girls from the club by venting about my girlfriend. There was one night where I'm like, this girl's just waiting for me to fuck her. And she's like, okay, you're going to fuck me now? Like you've been venting about your girlfriend for 20 minutes. Right. And so like just being super honest and authentic, super attractive. Right. But what I found even crazier is like, I just let the girls know what it is. I just let them know like, you're one of my hosts. Like, and I'll say it like that, as derogatory and douchey as it sounds. Like, I guess I've been listening to way too much rap music, but as like derogatory and douchey as it sounds, it's like, I'm just like letting them know like what it is, right? Like I told one of the girls the other day, I'm like, come on. I'm
Dude,
like,
it's so funny.
You know you're my main chick. That's what I said to this girl. And she's like,
Remember?
Really? I'm your main chick? Really? And she was so happy.
So was it Sunday night that you did the same thing where I was outside and you texted me saying, yo, there's this girl that's like, you know, you brought like 4 or 5 girls or something from like, is it like the club that you're promoting on Sunday?
I don't remember, man. I don't remember.
And then you texted me saying, come over. This girl's like really hot. She likes you.
Yeah, I think it was the same night.
Yeah. And then, she was like telling me that on your way from the club to your place. Oh yeah. Justin was just like talking about his hoes and shit.
But like that's like my game. That's like because like think about this, right? What is game? Well, game is like you acting for like, if I had to summarize good game in one sentence, it's a man who his thoughts, beliefs, and actions are in alignment. Okay? Your thoughts, words, and actions, your thoughts, words, and belief systems, your habits, they're all in alignment. So like, I don't really know what else to talk about except like all the bitches. Like, it's like my life. I'm just like,
your life, yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's funny because it's like the girls can see that authenticity and they just get more attracted to it.
Oh yeah, 100%. The last girl I dated, every time we hung out, I just talked about girls with her because she was bi and I was teaching her how to game. Like would talk for like 6 hours, just like teaching her the 6 steps to day game. It's like you gotta open this one because she was like, let's pick up girls on the beach, whatever, right? So I was like teaching her.
Who is this girl? Which girl is this?
The
red hair.
No, that's not her.
The one you dated.
The one you dated for
with?
like a month.
Wait, what?
The one I dated for like a month. The one that left.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
So, yeah, she's bi, and I, taught her how to pick up girls because she likes girls. It was really weird because in that relationship, she liked girls more than I did. I liked girls. She'd literally send me like selfies while she's out. She'd go to another club while I'm like working. She'd like send me selfies of like her making out with chicks and shit. She's like, oh my God, just made out with this cute girl. Here, slide in our DMs. And then she'd like ask me to like DM them and shit.
Fucking wild.
That's why we love bi girls, dude.
Yo, but honestly, dude, one thing I learned from David Bond, shout out to David Bond. He's going to come on the podcast like next week. Pretty much what he does is he screens specifically for bi girls. So if a girl is like straight, he just blocks them. Like literally, because what he does like Instagram game and Tinder. So if a girl is straight, he literally just blocks them. And if they're bi, he lets them like qualify why they should be one of his girls. Because he already has like a dozen girls. He literally has like a harem of like a dozen girls.
Same with me. Like that's the first question I ask now. Like one of the first questions I ask, like, do you like girls? And if she says yes, like it's like.
I'll usually ask girls, are you bi or like, are you into girls or have you ever been with a girl?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because like I'm at a point where I pretty much, I don't want to be around girls who don't like other girls. Because I don't want the girls to get competitive or jealous. I don't want the girls to try to sabotage other girls. Whereas we can all just like hang out together and be like a big, happy orgy family. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. They're more accepting and understanding.
Yeah, I feel like bi girls are a lot more open-minded, accepting, understanding. And then it's also cool because when I'm hanging out with them, dude, I feel like I'm like their dad. It's like, I feel like daddy vibes. I'm just like taking care of my women.
An example would be like, I would be hanging out with a straight girl, right? I'd be walking down the street and a hot girl would walk by. And I would check out the hot girl, obviously, because I'm a guy. A straight girl would be like, what the fuck? Why are you staring at her? And she gets all like insecure and like self-conscious.
Yeah.
But when I would hang out with a bi girl, I would check out a girl. should be also checking out the girl.
She's also checking out the girl.
She's like, yeah, go chat her up. You know what I mean? So bi girls only.
Bi girls only, baby. No, straight up, I don't think I'm ever going to date another straight girl. I also don't think I'm ever going to date another girl monogamously. Like if a girl's not okay with me fucking other girls, and here's like I've actually found like this solution. It's just like I don't need to cheat anymore because I'm just gonna not date a girl monogamously at all whatsoever.
Or you just date a bi girl that's like down to fuck girls with you.
Exactly. You know, if the one issue is like if you perceive a girl to be very, 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 very attractive, and then you don't want to lose her, that's the only issue I can see is like if I'm like, damn, this girl's so fucking hot, I don't want her to like think I'm a douche. But then like here's what I found also is like it's a flawed mindset because a lot of the hottest girls are bi or open to it. They just are waiting for a man to come along and help them embrace that bisexuality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I lost her virginity. Like she was like a virgin to girls. And remember?
I was there.
We had like a...
Well, I left the room. But
yeah, you left the room, but she had like...
At one point,
like
can I tell a story? It's actually so fucking funny. So it's Matt. I was having a foursome with 3 girls. It was a foursome with 3 girls. And then Matt and his girl want to join. So I left the room and I had them join. And then like Matt leaves the room. So it's just like 4 girls having sex in my bed.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like, thank God I have a king size bed. Just like 4 girls in my bedroom by themselves, all just fucking. It's pretty insane.
Yeah,
dude.
because I don't know. I was like so tired of that day. I didn't want to do it. And I actually just wanted to throw her in there. She's like, yo, like I asked them because I walked in the room, right? And you guys were all naked. And I was like, hey, can my girlfriend join? She's like, yes, we love her. Right. And then I went out the room. I talked to her in the bathroom. She's like, no, I'm nervous. I've never been with a girl before. Can you like,
She's so like innocent.
Yeah, I know. She's like, can you bring a bottle of vodka here and like get me drunk and like fuck me first? So we hooked up in the bathroom, right? She's like, okay, I'll like get her turned on or whatever. And I'm like, hey, like, are you ready to join? Cause like, you know, they want you there. And she's like, no, what? You go first. So she wanted me to like join the foursome without her. And I'm like, I didn't want to do it. I said, no. I'm like, no, I'm not going to. You do it. She's like,
you go fuck those bitches. No, you fuck those bitches.
No, she's like, you go fuck them now. She was like almost getting angry, like trying to get me to fuck the other girls.
I remember that night.
Like, I didn't want to do it.
Yo, I don't know if you remember this that night. I texted a girl. I literally texted a girl to come over in the middle of the night at the same time. And so this girl comes over and like, so I'm like on a date in the living room while there's an orgy going on in my room. And so I walked out naked. So Matt walks out naked and like this girl who literally just came to see me because I had met her 1 week prior.
She was with a guy who stole my vape.
Yeah. So she randomly brought a guy, I guess because she was nervous because it's a cute little wholesome 19-year-old girl. And I walk out shirtless, wearing a fur coat, wearing a chain and a fur coat and shirtless. Right. And I had like the Louis V belt. And like, so I just look like the biggest douche ever. And so the girl's like, why are you shirtless? I'm just, oh, it's like hot in here. Right. And then like, I asked the girl, I'm like, so you into me? Are you bi? Like, I'm screening her and she's not. And I'm like, I'm like, okay, full disclosure. There's an orgy happening in my room right now. And I'm having an orgy right now. So do you want to join or like, should I go back? And she was just like so pissed off because this girl literally came all the way to come see me. And I'm just like, join the orgy. Otherwise I got to go. And like, she was like, what the fuck? Anyway, so I'm just like, okay, peace out. And then, so I went back in the room, and then when I came back out later, they were gone, and they stole your vape. This bitch stole your vape. Like, she was so pissed off. She's like, she probably thought it was my vape. She's like, fuck Justin. Like,
you know, we had 2 of your other girlfriends like in the living room, right? And they saw the guy like take it.
Yeah.
And I was like, whatever.
Part of the game.
Whatever.
Such a degenerate, douchey lifestyle, but I love it, dude. I love it.
Dude, I feel like there's so much shit gets stolen in here. I've lost like 3 caps.
Like hats?
Like hats, just gone.
Yeah, because you keep wearing like expensive Balenciaga hats and you just disappears.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's funny because like I don't think I've ever had anything stolen from me until I think last weekend. I'm pretty sure like these girls stole a $100 bill from me, and then like I called them out on it, and then like I later on just so happened to find $100 on the floor later. But I'm like, there was $100 in my wallet. It's like missing. It was in my drawer. You guys are in my room.
Now it's on the floor.
Now it's on the
and they left.
Yeah, and they like left right after I asked them about it, and then like, oh, I found it like the other side of my room, and I'm like, okay, this has never happened before. But besides that, I don't think I've ever had anything stolen ever. No, I had a girl take my underwear, a shirt, and
Expensive
half bottle. Right? Yeah, it was like almost empty. And I called her out on it, and she's like, "Oh no, it was almost done. I need to drink before I go to sleep." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever." But this is why we have security cameras. You know.
Yeah.
It's part of the game. It's part of life. As long as they're not stealing. Well, here's the thing too, right? I feel like back in the day, back in 2019, I was pulling bitches like crazy. Like I went through like a breakup. I was so upset. I was so like fuck boy energy where I was like, I want to fuck so many girls, but I wasn't like mad at girls. I just wanted to like fuck a lot of girls to spite my ex-girlfriend and stop thinking about her. And I was just banging so many girls. And here's the thing. I wasn't screening girls at all whatsoever. I think in 2019, if I remember correctly, I hooked up with like 90 something girls. Okay. So just shy of 100 girls that year. And this is from like March to like December 2019. And what happened was I'm pulling like just mad girls, like just crazy, just nonstop. And I wasn't screening the girls. Like think about this. You wouldn't run around the streets asking random men to come to your house, right? Probably some of them would be criminals. Maybe some of them would have weapons with them. Maybe some of them would be like fucking, I don't know, like a rapist. Maybe one of them would be like a serial killer. Maybe one of them would be like just a douchebag. Maybe one of them just gonna like be an asshole, right? Who the fuck knows, right? But I'm running around the streets of Toronto, pulling girls out of nightclubs, bars, off the street, just pulling girls like fucking crazy. And I don't really, dude, I like for sure, I would make sure like they're not ugly. I wasn't pulling like ugly girls per se. But like for the most part, I wasn't screening their personality, their vibe, their behavior, or like who they were at all whatsoever. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, man, I hooked up all these girls. What's the statistical probability that even one of these girls was like mentally ill, crazy, had some sort of like mental issues, some like fucking psychopath chick, you know, maybe like I don't know, like kleptomaniac, maybe 100%. Just like bad intentions.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I went through a phase of that, and I would meet like crazy people for sure.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Because like we weren't screening the girls. I wasn't screening like, hey, are you sketchy? I was just like, hey, I like you. You're attractive. Come back to my house and let's hook up.
And
right?
we weren't always on this level, right?
No, because now we screen girls like crazy, dude.
Oh yeah, dude.
Now I screen the shit out of girls.
How often do I say no to girls?
Like all the time.
Yeah, like
you say no to girls every single day.
Yeah, every single day.
Like I'm always telling girls no.
There's literally nights where I would walk in here and there would be 4 girls harassing me, like they're like hook up with me out, like trying to pull me to the room. I'd be like, no, I'm lazy.
The thing is, I feel like when you get to that higher level, it's not even like a physical thing. It's like a mental thing, and the girls can feel it off of you.
Yeah.
It's literally like a vibe that you put off, and girls can feel it off you. They can like smell it on you, and they're like, wow, this guy's so not needy. He's so like free from alcohol. He's so not desperate. Fuck, why am I so fucking wet? You know what I mean? or like if you want to hook up with a girl, she says no, and you're like, okay, cool, I don't care, right? And like they can literally feel like this guy's literally indifferent to whether or not he puts his penis inside me, and like it just makes them more wet. You know what I mean? Isn't that so crazy?
That's crazy, yeah.
Isn't that so fucking trippy?
That is trippy, yeah.
Because like, I mean, the girl I was hanging out with earlier today, right? When I initiated intimacy with her, and she said, she'd like, no, like I'll suck your dick, but like we can't fuck until the second date. And I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. Like I don't care. And she literally could see I didn't give a flying fuck. She could literally see I couldn't give a flying fuck. But then I told her, I'm like, look, I know you think I'm gonna judge you if you hook up with me on the first date, or I know you think I'm gonna like think of you less, but actually I'm gonna like you more. I told her this, I'm gonna like you more if you hook up with me today because you're turning me on and I'm really fucking horny right now. Yeah. And I'm more likely to see you again if you hook up with me. It was just a very logical thing. Yeah. But like I wasn't even trying. And then like later on she was just like, yo, Justin, get a condom. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
You know? And she was so fucking wet. And the reason she was so wet was because I again, you don't seduce girls physically, you seduce them mentally, right? Like you can't really seduce a girl physically, like you can, but there's a saying, if you seduce a girl's body, she's yours for the night. If you seduce a girl's mind, she's yours forever, right? So you see, I like to seduce girls mentally. I like to seduce girls mentally where they just like submit to my frame. Whereas like, I don't have to be pushy. I don't have to like pressure them into hooking up. I just like, it's just like the frame is just like, they want to fucking hook up with me because I'm the man, I'm the shit. And they can also see I don't need them. I don't give a fuck either. And if they don't hook up with me, I've got all these other fucking girls. So it doesn't matter anyway. Right? But if they hook up with me, that means like we shared a moment and we're more connected on like a more intimate level. So I'll feel more comfortable with them to invite them out to cool things and be their friend and maybe potentially in the long term pursue something with them. Potentially. Right? And I think that's like kind of the frame we come from now where it's like, We're just like the cool dudes, which is pretty crazy to me. Like, because I never was a cool dude.
I mean,
right?
Going back to, I'm having my birthday party this weekend. I'm probably going to have like 300-400 people that we know show up, guys and girls. And the guys that we know are pretty fucking successful people.
They're all successful.
Yeah.
Like most of our friends are like millionaires or business owners, club owners, like title promoters, just cool dudes.
Yeah. They're showing up, just say hi. And it's crazy because remember, we walking down the street last week and I was getting approached, right? Just like saying hi to like people, just walking one street, probably said hi to about 5 people. And you're like, yo, you're so popular now. And remember back in the day when you were in high school, like no one liked you in high school?
Because I met you when you were in like, I was first year college and you were in 11th grade. And like the issue we both had was that like nobody wanted to be our friends. It's fucking insane. Right. And now it's like come full circle where it's like literally everybody wants to be our friends. Like everybody wants to come to our parties. Everybody wants to come to the penthouse. Everybody wants to be at our table. Every fucking, you know what's crazy? I was at the club the other day and this girl is like, hey Justin, can I take a picture with you? My best friend is a huge fan of your podcast. And I'm like, we just started the podcast like 3 months ago and I have fangirls.
Yeah.
What the fuck? This is fucking insane. And it's crazy. Like just by like working on yourself, putting yourself out there socially, you can just develop yourself into such a, whether you're a man or a woman, you can just develop yourself into such a high status individual. Crazy to me.
So you can change if you're a guy that's out there that, that's maybe living that life that, you don't have any friends and you're struggling in your social life. There is a way out and you can use us as an example.
It's a long journey though. I'm not gonna lie, dude. It took us like 10 years, 10 fucking years.
For sure. 10,000
like
10,000 hours.
10,000 hours, 10 fucking years, dude. Of like just going out and practicing. Like we both intern for like affluent individuals. We both surround ourselves with like really, really high status successful people. Like one thing I did for the last few years is I would just make like best friends with like YouTubers and I'll go travel with them. So I'd become like travel companions of successful people, millionaires, YouTubers, just like really affluent individuals. Yeah. And I would just like, because to travel with them, we're staying in the same accommodations. Therefore, I'm kind of like living with them short term. So I'd pick up all their like behaviors.
Yeah. Like mentioning this, I mentioned this like in the previous couple episodes before that, I was at a place where I would go to like summer school in like grade 11, whatever. And I would sit in class and, around strangers. I would come home, my hands were shaking because I just couldn't handle like the anxiety of like being around strangers.
I used to have panic attacks. It was crazy. Like I remember when I was like 14, 15, if a girl even looked at me, I would literally have panic attacks. Like I would go home. Like, I wish I had discovered journaling back then, but I hadn't. So what I would do is I would literally just sit there. Like I'll go home from school and sit there on the stairs of my house and just like think and rationalize about this like 12-second conversation of a girl saying, hey, Justin. And I was just like thinking about it for hours. It was fucking crazy, dude. It's like mental illness, bro. Yeah. It's crazy shit.
And now it's like, sometimes we go out during the day and like pick up girls, whatever. And you'll be like, do you have any anxiety? I'm like, not really. I wish I had.
Yeah. It was more fun. I remember recently the social anxiety came back for me only during the day, not at nighttime. It's weird. Like during the daytime, I'm like, I'm shy. And at nighttime, I'm like, what's up, baby? Let's go have a fucking orgy.
We were joking around with Lucas as soon as the sun goes down.
The buttons come undone. The glasses go on.
It's like you're like anxious during the day, and as soon as the fucking sunset comes down,
like a fucking werewolf, dude. Like a fuckboy werewolf, like a vampire.
You
or some shit.
Super confident.
It's fucking trippy, dude.
What is it?
I have no idea.
And it's crazy too, because when it comes to picking up girls too, right? During the day, when the sun is out, you have to be very respectful, keep your distance. Like all my approaches, like during the day, probably are like 6 feet away from like whoever I'm talking to, and I'm usually like very empathetic. Just be like, don't want to interrupt you, like if you're busy, I don't want to talk, But like at night, it almost allows people to be more belligerent and like
feels like everyone's drinking and shit. It's a more, especially what I love about nighttime is for a fact every girl is of a legal drinking age. So if you're in like the States, it's like 21. If you're like Australia, England, wherever, it's like 18 plus. Everyone's of age, legal. And so like, you're not worried of like, oh, I'm approaching like a young girl or whatever. But then on top of that, people are just like presumably single as well. Right. Cause like, I mean, if I have a girlfriend, she's going out partying every weekend, like that's a fucking red flag. I'm probably gonna dump her. Right. And so like everyone's single or trying to be single or trying to meet people or be social. Right. So if you go talk to a girl, it's not like weird. It's like, oh, like we're all in this social venue together,
Mm-hmm.
And worst case scenario, if the girl's like, oh, why are you talking about it? I'd be like, oh, sorry, I'm drunk. Even if you're not, I'd be like, sorry, I'm just fucking lit.
Lit off of life.
I'm lit off of life, baby. Yeah, man.
Amazing.
It's crazy shit. Cool stuff.
Nice.
I love it. Yeah, we talked about a lot of crazy shit today.
Yeah.
Man,
anything else we want to talk about?
I just know every girl watching this is going to be like, these guys are such douchebags. And to answer that, I'll tell you, I am, baby girl. And I'll see you next weekend.
But you're not, though.
No, I think we're so respectful, though. I think we're so fucking honest and respectful.
Well, that's the thing. That's what makes us different from a lot of guys who are assholes.
Not lying.
Douchebags.
I never lie. I very rarely lie to girls. Right? And if I lie, it's like usually a very like white lie just to not hurt their feelings. You know what I mean? But like it's very like I try my best not to lie. I try my best to always be honest, have high integrity. And even recently I found that I'm meeting a lot of girls who have boyfriends. And dude, it's like I want these girls so bad. Like, you know, a couple girls I told you I've kind of had a crush on. Like, I can't say it, but there's this one girl I actually like, and I even told her to her face, I'm like, I'm just waiting for you to break up with your boyfriend, right? Because like I'm like, you know I'm in love with you, right? She's like, I know. She really said to me, I went to her at the club and I'm like, you know, I've been in love with you, right? She's like, I know. I'm like, oh shit, she knows, right? But the thing is, it's like I'm at a point now where it's like I think it's all the mushrooms, bro. I just like don't want to act from a place of like unvirtuous values. So like, if a girl tells me she's a boyfriend, I'm not gonna like try to like sabotage. I'm just gonna let nature take its course. Mm-hmm. And when it's time, it's time. If not, no worries. Like I don't even worry about it anymore, bro. If it's like in my head, it's like if a girl's meant to be in my life or I'm meant to hook up with a girl, whether it's for 1 night, 1 year, 1 month, whatever it is, it's meant to be. If it's not meant to be. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's the concept of you gotta attract, not pursue.
Yeah. Like it's gone to a point I've literally just stopped trying to fucking even get girls.
I try not to pursue.
Dude, it's getting to a point where like I wish I could even go celibate, but it's so fucking difficult because I just want to make money. I just want to stack cash and go, you know, dominate business. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think my main focus right now, of course, is like not girls for sure.
It's good.
I'm trying not to.
It's good. But yeah, Colombia next week. You already know it's gonna be good. Dude, I went on Tinder in Colombia, and so every time I'm traveling a new place, what I'll do is before, like for example, I was going to Manila. Before I go to Manila, like I mean, I don't know anyone in Manila. I didn't have any friends there, so I went on Tinder, and I just like made friends with a bunch of girls. So now I have like girls to take me out, girls to take me on adventures, girls take me out to show me the clubs, girls to show me the best restaurants, like locals to show me like the best spots, and if there's like some of them who are cute, hey, maybe I'll shoot my shot. And obviously, you know, it's Tinder, you know. So I just did that in Colombia because we're going to Colombia next week. And it's funny because like I briefly checked my Tinder just for the podcast and like my DM, bro, it's fucking crazy. I've already got a date the day we land. I've already got a date set up. You know?
Nice. Tell her to bring a friend.
Yeah, I'll tell her to bring a friend. Why not? It's going to be a good time. Super excited. I'm also even the girls I don't like, because the best part is like I'll be with you and Luis. So you guys can, if I don't like them, I'm like, hey, Luis, here's a cool girl. See if you vibe. If not, hey, no worries. We'll all be just friends, and you should show us the cool clubs and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
It's always good to make friends with, because like, it's not just about sex and hookups, right? It's also about like making friends and building those connections.
100%. Right? As much as we were talking about earlier that, you know, we don't like, what's it called? When a girl says no to us, we're happy to be their friend if they say no to us.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure. Well, here's the beauty of it. And this is why I love being a club promoter. Because it's like, you can still show up at my parties. I can make money off of it. Off of you showing my parties. Not a whole lot of money, but it's like, it's money. You know, because here's the thing. It's the principle. It's like, if you're showing up to my parties, at least I'm getting paid for it. So it's cool. It's like, there's an exchange of value. Like, you getting these awesome parties. And I mean, I make a little bit of money, right? But then also, they're going to bring their cool friends around. I might vibe with their friends. They might vibe with my friends. Maybe they don't vibe with me. Maybe they'll vibe with like my real estate agent who fucks all the girls I don't bang. You know what I mean? Like my real estate agent like bangs so many girls at our fucking parties. It's insane. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing with guys too. Like if they're in our circle and we like them, they get laid easily.
Straight up.
Easily get laid.
Straight up. Because we just have so many girls around. Right? Like our parties are like,
they don't even have to try.
How many guys?
They don't even need game.
How many guys do you think are coming to your birthday party?
Quite a bit.
Like how many? Like probably 30, 40, 50?
Probably, yeah.
And then how many girls? Like 400, 500, right? So with a 10-to-1 ratio of girls to guys, right? It's just like, we had a party last summer. I think it was my roommate's birthday party. Or like it was a birthday party. And I had a buddy who I'd known for like 8 years. We're not super close. Good dude though. His name's Jesse. Jesse came out of a 5-year breakup. He met a girl through my social circle. He started dating her. Like, lucky him. He got the girl, right? Well, they dated for 5 fucking years. And he told me he hadn't gone late in the last like 5-6 years. So he ended up, but from one of her parties, there's a girl there and she ended up like taking him home, right? And he told me that's the only girl he's fucked in the last like 6-7 years, right? So it's like, you can have no game and be at our parties and you just get fucking laid. Just because there's so many girls there and there's so much high quality girls and all the other guys are such high quality guys. So it's just assumed if you're a guy at these parties, you're a high value man. So girls are just like, there's no game involved. It's just like,
Don't get me wrong. There's a
let's
lot
vibe.
of guys that we bring in that we end up like stop hanging out with.
yeah,
you know?
we're very slow to hire, fast to fire.
Fast to fire for sure.
If we find like girls and guys, what we do is, this is actually really crazy because I don't know any other people who do this. If we have like a girl or a guy that we don't like, we'll do like a group phone call or like a team meeting. Like we'll like literally
100%.
meet all the dudes in our
so
circle.
tight.
And we'll
So
like sit
tight.
down. We'll be like, hey, I don't like this person because they did this. Or like, hey, I don't like this person. They were disrespectful. Right? Like one of our buddies that we throw parties with told me this one group of girls was like being weird with him and his girlfriend. I'm like, no problem. Cut. Gone. You know what I mean?
Blacklisted.
We blacklist girls. You know what I mean? Make a couple phone calls. People are just blacklisted. And here's the funny thing. Because we have all the club access, it's like their entire social life just like gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not that we're being assholes. It's just like they're doing things that are like hardcore red flags and threats
Then we
to
put
my
guys
friends.
in quarantine too. Like they would invite them to parties and they're not allowed to hit on girls sometimes.
I remember that. Yeah. So like it's funny, 'cause, like we'll invite guys out and like we make it very clear you're not allowed to hit on any girls. Otherwise, like you're also banned
Why
from
though?
parties.
Because they would be like weird at one point, and then remember.
I don't know who you're exactly referencing.
Well, it was a couple guys that would like be weird and like kind of make some girls feel uncomfortable, and we
got it.
tell them
Yep, I
at
know.
the next party, like we love you as a friend, but because we've had this,
Yeah, I'd have like meetings with them, and I pretty much would. It's such a complicated, delicate situation. Even inviting your close friends you want to these parties because it's like they're not used to being around these many hot girls. So like when they're just running around, just like as if it's like an all-you-can-eat buffet, like harassing girls, and I'm like, yo, bro, what the fuck are you doing?
And we have no tolerance for like harassment.
Fucking zero tolerance
Anywhere
policy.
around us.
Absolutely. Dude, if people are being treated with disrespect, for me, that's a problem, especially if it's happening at my events, my parties, right? And so...
Yeah, like for example...
Girls and guys. Girls and guys. Like, remember there's a girl who like slapped you as a joke and I kicked her out of my house?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Remember that? I'm like, get the fuck out of my house. You just slapped my fucking friend. What the fuck? Get out of my house.
And she was saying, it was a joke, I'm like...
Get out of my
That
house.
was a pretty hard slap.
Get the fuck out of my house.
Exactly.
I mean,
So yeah.
crazy.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think that was a good run.
Good podcast.
Good
We talked
podcast.
about a lot of crazy shit. We can learn.
Excited
Dude,
for Columbia. Excited for the birthday.
I'm hyped. It's going to be good fucking weekend. Anyway.
I've actually never thrown a birthday party this big for sure.
Yeah, this is. I don't think my birthday party wasn't this big. I probably had like because the clubs weren't open, so I didn't really have the opportunity to throw like a massive party. But
It's gonna be crazy.
I'm hyped. I'm hyped. And I notice every big party we do, we just top it. So like this is gonna be like it's gonna set the standard for like what's normal. You know what I mean? So I'm super excited for that. And then going forward, it's gonna be like dude, it's gonna get crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier.
And the Wingman podcast merch is coming out.
Oh yeah, guys, we are working on a brand new merch line. I hope you guys are fucking excited for that. We're gonna have fucking craziest fucking merch, and we're also working on a new website. I don't want to give too much away. I don't want to give too much away, but we're working on a new website as well. So I'm super excited for what's to come for you guys. And dude, honestly, man, I genuinely believe the Wingman podcast is going to go on to be number one podcast in Canada. Definitely number one dating podcast for sure. Number one podcast in Canada. Probably one of the number one dating podcasts on the planet. I think so. So and like, thank you guys so much for being part of this journey with us. I honestly gotta say this. Like, I don't remember the last time I was this excited for something because I have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube right now. Right? But I'm like not even close to as excited when I put out a new YouTube video out versus what I'm excited for with the Wingman podcast. I see more potential with this. I think this is going to have more influence and more impact in the world in the most positive way possible. And it's going to be so fun for everybody involved. And here's the best part. A lot of you guys can come to our parties, especially if you're a cool girl watching our content. If you're a cool dude, maybe even potentially some of our events, we'll do like meetups and shit in the future. And I'm just so excited to see what's to come here. Guys, so yeah, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you guys like this, then make sure check us out on all platforms. We're on Apple, we're on Spotify, YouTube. Check out Matt.Levine on Instagram, Drunk Justin 2 on Instagram, Drunk Justin 2. It's me. Yep. And check out my main channel, Justin Mark, on YouTube, where we actually talk about a lot of dating advice.
If you do follow us, like we put our accounts on private just for privacy reasons, send me a message if you're a fan of the podcast, because I literally have like 200 like follower requests that I don't accept because I don't know if they're bots, you know.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, just send me a message saying, fan of the podcast, love you, bro. I'd love to follow you.
Cool. We'll see you guys soon. Talk to you soon.